Prepare for launch in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, let's go.
Peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, hey, 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 hey. I said, hey, what's going on?
How we doing? 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 Sorry, I got back a little late there. Took me a second to get everything rocking and rolling, to get the chat. Nice move back up today from the Spy. You know, a good call too from Ashton. Well, I mean, I had a feeling we'd get some kind of bounce off this here at some point. Maybe bigger reversal, but I was watching Ashton Nolan and his little ST, whatever his little squeeze setup or whatever, and it's showing there'll be some sort of a bounce right here. And there's some sort of a return today. I would imagine this getting, if it continues up, 370 is going to be strong. You know, strong resistance once we get into the 370s. As I get over into the 373-ish, maybe by tomorrow, see some sort of return. Now, that doesn't mean we're done and over with. You know, this is just some sort of a bounce like we've got. You know, these small little returns that we're getting on the way down. Just really overextended right now on this. We didn't get, that's not really a bounce. And that'd be like saying this is a bounce. I mean, we're trying to bounce. A bounce to me would get back through 370. Then you can say we're truly bouncing, at least a micro bounce in this move. You can see the return we got back earlier. I don't know if we're going to get that much, you know, back to 380. That would be even a bigger move. Of course, this move went, what, 390 to 4? Yeah, 410. That'd be about $20. So that'd be about, maybe about $20. That'd be about right. If we got back up to 380, it just looks bigger. Probably because we haven't moved yet. But that'd be what I'm looking for in the Spy overall. You know, nice return back up today. 365 was kind of that main barrier to me, just really set in early. And I said if we could close and open over that, watch for the move up. And we've really just continued to move up from there. Nice little trend line. I put all the trend line ins earlier. We'll go back over the other plays, the penny stock plays. If there's any other penny stock plays, or if you want to look at, I'll go over any other large cap play you want to look at as any other blue chip. You know, generally I would imagine I'll just go all the way down to these smaller plays, you know, working my way up. They're generally going to look probably like the Spy today just because of the day we're having. Now, Tesla's always its weird little wonky beast. What was the other one we always look at? I forgot the other one that we always want to look at as well. But, oh, Apple's another one. You know, Apple had a big, it's still not worked its way back up. Meta, though, it's made a nice move today. But AMD, it seems like always AMD, you know, NVDA, those are usually if you're looking for one that you're like trying to look at the Spy. But otherwise, those are all going to have pretty nice green days. I'm surprised, honestly, overall. Unless I'm missing something on Apple. Apple, what are you doing here? That was a big, come on. You should be back at about 149-ish by now, maybe 150. Struggling back here. But everything else in the SPY right now hitting new high of days as well as we're talking. So just working its way up this nice trend line, just kind of slowly squeezing its way, in my opinion, too, which we'll go back. I forgot which one I saw we had kind of the squeeze set up where we're not getting a parallel top resistance line. We're getting in more of a squeeze pattern up top. So watch for this as it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Aura, I want to say Aurora because I'm thinking of Colorado. This is a nice move today. Of course, it's gone from just over 15. It's gone over about $4.50 so far. Or let's do the math right. $3.50. We can do the math right. $3.50 so far today. Nothing crazy. And this is what I don't like. I know you'll see this pop to high of day. And when we do see that or someone alerts that, just notice the first thing. That volume is super weak and super just sketchy in my opinion. I want a little bit more volume with some validity in a play. And at least consistency. Even like the SPY that, of course, it's going to lose volume, throughout the day, as you can tell right here. Even like a 5-minute time frame overall. You can tell how volume slowly declining. You can really tell in a 5-minute time frame, but it still has good volume. It's not like it's just like down to earth or down to dirt. Or earth, either way, how you want to word that. So the SPY, nice move up, working its way to the top part of the channel. Maybe it starts overextending and actually starts popping up a little harder here, but overall SPY, nice move so far. Go back through some of these plays with ABOS, squeeze pattern setup, Queenie. Sorry about that. Let's see what you're thinking about ABO. I'm going to get into that. What's up, Bernard? How we doing? Hopefully you're doing good. You're just getting bans, if anything, Bernard. I was kind of looking at I was trying to a little bit during the break of Hurricane Ian or Ian, however you want to word it. I had a feeling. I called this yesterday. Said, watch for that sucker to slow down. That's what they were saying it to do. Because the first predictions, they were having it like 1 by landfall. I'm like, no, it's going to be a big daddy. That eye is huge. So, yeah. Anyone on that west side, of course, I say west side, but, on the inner side on the Gulf there, hey, I would imagine if you're close to the water is my point, watch out. If you're inland, you're a little bit better, but still, that's going to be a big guy. ABAOS, just in a squeeze setup overall, D-Star. I couldn't tell you which way, if it's in a hotter market, me, I would be saying, hey, right now we're just in a choppy market, so you don't really know. There were certain times earlier this year where you could tell, hey, anything you could, like I said, there was a while, anything I shorted, I just could almost count on it, just slowly fading down. We're not quite in that mode right now. We're in the, it could, tops on me earlier, which it was that low float. I took a chance on tops, although I had a feeling tops would, even not that it would be a good short at some point in time. I missed the top, literally, I missed the tops part of tops, and we'll get in that in a minute if you want to, but, so you just never know. I killed it on, Sober. I killed it on, what was the other one that we shorted out earlier, team? And I know then AV came over and had some fun with it. And I was telling everyone, be careful. This is going to be a great short opportunity. It is not going to squeeze. It's in that same setup almost as BIAF, almost in a way, especially if you consider just the movement up and just that squeeze pattern that it's in. It's more elongated now, of course. It's in that, but this has more of that high of day resistance in pre-market. It could easily still squeeze 100% ABOS, but that's why I just wait, close and open candles here. Overall, outside of this downtrend, watch for a pop-up to say, of course, that is the same resistance area, this 920. We have a lot of resistance at 910. Then we have a little bit right here at 920. Then the next area up, if we do get through the downtrend at 920, which to me would be around the 935, 940 mark. We get through that and these upper shadows, then, there's just a lot of that resistance on the way up. Could we squeeze through it? Truly, we can, but we need more volume. We need one of these... and maybe even bigger than 1.5 million shares traded in a 3-minute time frame. So just wait for it to, wait for that candlestick confirmation and not just jump in one way or the other right now. Or maybe if you are in, I'm just letting you know that that's one possibility. And then of course the south side, just letting you know it could happen, or if you're not in. But then the south side, you crack this 875 roll, and the VWAP's running right up behind it now, where some of those lower shadows were from earlier. This is going to be a good short opportunity. There's not a lot holding it up. There's a little bit at 8, probably 45, 850-ish area. Then it really starts dumping back on down to low 8s. So you go either side. CAD is overextended. Yeah, it definitely is overextended. I wouldn't say, for the day in itself, definitely so, just from the gap up. But if you think in the day in itself, like if you take true value and face value of what it's moved today, it's not 100% over. It's not crazy overextended. It's worked its way down from being overextended for sure, because it's leveled off. That VWAP's caught back up with it. But yeah, certainly so. I don't know how many of these, and this is all I've shorted. I guarantee this is about 50% of my shorts this year, which is crazy to think. You would think, obviously in a hot market may be different, but obviously that makes kind of sense. This is all I've been shorting this year. Almost I would say 50% of my trades team are these crazy gap ups. I say crazy, but really, look at this. Look what this does on most days, team. This is not a big moving play. Now, it can slowly work its way up, but this just generally isn't a big play. And so overall today, even it has some pretty good range for the day, obviously so. But these have been great shorts. I can go through, so I don't go through UBXT. I can go through all the tickers that I've gone through. Even that was just August. I can go through some back in April. There have been so many stretches where has been a, because usually when the news comes out, it's just weak. Traders aren't trading news anymore, and a lot of traders too, I think, are truly just watching the SPY and waiting for it, and maybe, and again, holding just they're liquidating their counts, or they're holding cash and not trading, or just trading cash and not going margin, going big on anything, whatever it may be. They're waiting for the SPY to really show them a time to really start trading again big, whatever, wherever they trade, and then secondly to get in on the SPY, because I think a lot of people want to get on that long term, not just specifically the SPY, but related elements with it inside of it too. I just never want to count out a squeeze is my point. Yeah, I definitely think this could pull back. I mean, we go through any of the ones that we've shorted today. All have pulled back for the most part. Anything that gets kind of pushed up and overextended. I will say this made finally because it bottomed out and made a good bottom. And that's usually generally what happens when you don't crack off for the longest time. You're expecting one, and you'll get a pretty good move to one way or the other. Now, you would want this to go down, I know, for shorters, but up. This is kind of the same thing. They love this squeeze mode. Even though I know it's down for the day. Nice trend line right here, down trend line, tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, tighter, boom, right? Now, it could go down and it'd be a good move down. Probably would have moved down to, I don't know if it would have moved down to 145-ish or so, but it could have possibly close to that area. But instead, we get that nice, what was it, probably 20 cent or so move up. Nice U-shape, kind of forming a cup and handle-ish form right here, little cup. There's the handle going out to the side, volume's kind of declining. Same thing as if you see a flag right out to the right, team. You see the pole go up. Most of the volume get inside the flag. You can go down. You see no volume. It's breaking above this micro downtrend right here. And then we'll be looking at sober again, especially if SOBR can... always want to put pun intended in here and put down the beer and stop drinking so much and get sober. We can get squeezing here again. We can easily pop up at least a high of day. I could see a 220 touch again. Got this nice wedge. You can see I'll put the bottom line in here and make this support for you if you're looking at it. This is what I'd be playing. It's getting about as tight as it can into this wedge, team. If you just put your lines in. Remember back in the day I used to do this. At first I was just, of course you can tell, a lot of energy. I was not very calm and patient when I used to draw inside the line. So I was a lot better at those ones that, you could just do. It was the color ones. What would we like? One, put red here. I still couldn't stay inside the lines. Abos dumping, let's go. Did I just move away from it? Did it really just start dumping away as I moved away from it? Oh, okay, it's not dumping yet. Okay. You got it almost did. It's 875, 875 rule, team. You close, and it's close and open candles, so always remember that. Close and open candles. We haven't quite gotten there yet. We're still in the squeeze overall with two of these plays. I'll go back to sober and see if we get this nice pop as well. We're starting to look like we're going to get a small pop. Go back to QTRX there. Let's go to QT. I remember that little gas station in Dallas. It's all over the place. And well, it depends on what state you're in. I know there's multiple states that it's in. But that's how I remember this one earlier. When I typed in, I was like, oh, yes, it's QTRX, like the gas station. Channel it out to the right. If you're looking for a short trend line has cracked, we know you recently... just learning that from this year alone, if we have that double whammy set up where you're forming a trend line, but then you overextend a little bit, so you form this shelf out into the trend line. Yeah, you'll crack the trend line, but you know what you have to crack. It's that channel that's built up, the bottom part of that channel, which of course I just call shelf. The bottom shelf. This would be the top shelf. You got to crack the bottom shelf. There's a little low hanging here that I'd maybe be worried about at this 1055, right through there. Otherwise, you're good down to 1045-ish and possibly down to 1035-ish. Peg P, or Pep G, I should say. Pep G still popping up. This is the other one besides Kia. Okay, KLXC. This is the other one starting to crack its uptrend. These were the other two. So I'll put, there's slower movers. Of course, the volume is dying out overall. KLXC. Sounds like a radio station out in the middle of like Wyoming. I'll go with sober, certainly so. What were the other ones, team, that we need to look at? Peg P, or Pep G, I should say. Pep you guys that. Pep G. I don't want to put that one on there. I don't want you guys to get burned on that one. I got sober on there already. I would not worry about finger motion. Just low volume. Would not worry about finger motion. Low volume here on ARDS. I know it's a good move, but super low volume, only 400K, just nothing. 400,000 trade today. And then we got QRTX. Here we go. Then we have the other ones. QTRX. We have ABOS. Top small cap stocks to watch. Yep, that's it. Cool, cool, cool. We're good. Anything else y'all want to go over? I think those are the main ones I want to look at for right now. I'm going to go back over to ABOS here real quickly. We're getting that squeeze mode. See the volume starting to pick back up a little bit here, team. What is, because it's not listing right there, and I thought I looked at it earlier. It's not the, oh, wow, okay. Yahoo Finance has it at 13.7 mil, ABOS's float team, and then FinViz, Ameritd, everyone else pretty much has it in the 30s, or, well, Wall Street Journal has it at 24. So in the 30s to 24, Yahoo Finance has it at 13.69, so 13.7, that's a little different. Let's see, Warner Arts, yeah, that's going to suck on the west side soon, Miami, yeah. Not going to lie, a bit of Renard. Yeah, when you're too far out east, you're just gonna get those bands that come through. I mean, I've been watching, but yeah, you're just gonna get those bands that come through Renard. Anyone that's just in there, luckily a lot of people so far are gonna miss that western side, which produces a ton of rain and a lot of wind, and more so wind, because that's where boom, that we know that it's circling back around, and then woof, it comes back out that west side. Right side has wind, but the right side always gets more rain. You know, the east side of the storm is what I'm talking about. So, the east side of that storm is what's hitting right now. So they're just getting killed with rain. And it's not moving. PepG team is popping up right here. Another one of those ones that the floats says 19-20 mil. You wouldn't think that it could push and squeeze as fast as it does. But PepG here popping up pretty quickly, team. I will put PepG on watch as well. But we got a few different movers here. I kind of want to watch PepG on my Thinkorswim so I can watch it faster. Because trade ideas, I will say, team, trade ideas is just super laggy. All right, so PepG watching that $10 resistance. Love how deck, it's always, again, that's why I always go back to liking to find out what works best for you, what fits your eyes, what you can repeat day in, day out, because you see this setup day in, day out. You see these things repeat. That's why just simple things like what did deck teach us? I know some of the first things, when you first ever got in a chat, like these numbers, like the 875 roll, $1, $5, $10 resistance, right? Like has that run, runs right into $10 and it's failing right now. Just boom, it's hard to get through that. Just note, the more you notice those things, team, the more you'll be able to, again, find what works best for you. Because like I said, I've seen some traders, the trend line cracks don't work for them. They tried them. It's just not fitting for their eye. It's just whatever the reason is. And that's what I'm saying. Hey, there's so many different trading styles and strategies. Find what works best for you and what you can rinse and repeat day in, day out. That's when you'll become super successful, team. We are somewhat in this uptrend overall. I didn't hit it a couple of times here. Here's the bottom trend line. This uptrend line does keep getting a little bit bigger. You can put one maybe a little lower down if you want to. Like we could do this possibly. It's getting real close to breaking that. So you can see there's kind of the uptrend channel. Try to get it relatively as close as possible, but it's really getting close to breaking that uptrend channel. And here it goes. It looks like it's going for a squeeze, team. It is trying to get out of this night. And it was pretty decently parallel to one another there, team. If you get it down there real tight like that. We are popping up and trying to hold 10. If this can hold 10, we may pop for a little bit more. We are running to the upper VWAP band, though, on PepG. PepG's upper VWAP band is at the $10 mark on the dot. The upper VWAP band is right at 10, and we're trying to hold it and pop a little bit more. I'd say if we do, you can pop probably like, say, 1050 to 1075. So if you're looking to go long or are in long, lock up some shares. Secondarily, know you have just a little bit more room to run until this does fade back down and kind of sit back down to earth and fade back to what it's done. We see this pretty much day in, day out with a lot of these movers, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I know we're above it. We're not going to most likely at this point in time in the middle of lunch. Now we can, but the odds are what? Not going to continue to go parabolic. We're going to fade back. MJS, today's, Love Chip, sorry I missed that. Today's the big day. No, tomorrow's the big day. So she doesn't get back till today. Remember Love Chip? So she doesn't get back till today. She is like right now because she took Thanos. Because we still kept, here now, so she said it should be, oh hell yeah. Hold on. She has to get the Texas State inspection because I will at some point go down to Texas since we have a residence there. I won't do it right off the bat. I'll probably do it next year. And I'm going to get Zilla 392, but I'm going to get a green plate because Texas has so many cool custom license plates you can do. And I actually can fit Zilla, Zilla 392 on there. Anyway, so she's down there right now. She has to do the Texas State inspection because, to re-register, you have to do that in Texas. So she's doing that now. She took that for a Texas trip. She's on her way back today. Won't get back until, you know what I'm saying, later, 5, at least at this point, probably 5-ish at the best. You know, because she's probably going to be there for a few more minutes regardless. Maybe a little bit before that, possibly. Anywho, so tomorrow, I'm going to go live with you guys. I cannot talk about it. Today's the last day I can talk about it without, but yeah, tomorrow's the big day. We're going to run around tomorrow. She loves piercings. I love it too, but she's got all kind of piercing in her ears. She's already got her nose pierced on the side. She wants to get her septum pierced, so that's something she's been wanting to do. We're gonna go to her septum pierce, go to, you know, run around. She needs to get some new makeup and stuff, you know, do the girl stuff. And then on the way home, I'm gonna be like, man, Zippy's telling me I got a Zip Dog. I wish she was listening, but Zippy told me I got to go by tomorrow, or go by. Zippy told me to go by. Like, there's something he's got to show me. He's not telling me what. I've got to go by the dealership real quickly. So I'm gonna go by real quick. I'm gonna go inside and be like essentially waving her in and saying, "Is that you got to come check this out?" And not let her know. I'm like, dude, go check that window sticker. Go check the window sticker, top right hand corner. Right hand corner, it's circled. They circled it. I can't even believe it. And so he's gonna circle and put sold on it. And literally, he's gonna circle it where it says this Jeep is especially made for Avery Smith, and she's gonna be like, walk up, okay, what's the circle mean? Look in the circle. Hopefully, it doesn't check the price first. Not that it matters. And then yeah, that's when. But I will have already when I went there yesterday, I dropped it off. They're gonna detail it, get it all cleaned up, put it on the showroom floor. Should be on the showroom floor by end of day today with the big old bow on it. They're gonna set the cameras up tomorrow, and then probably around like 5:30. We'll just go with Eastern Standard Time. 5:30 tomorrow is the big reveal. So 5:30 tomorrow. I'm already getting choked up. Yeah. So Love Chip. It's tomorrow, boss. Tomorrow's the big day. And she's already done. Sweet. Instagram live that ball. Oh yeah, shit. I didn't think about that. I will. You know, Love Ship. That's how. But yeah, because I want someone to record it. So what I'll do is I'll tell Zip Dog. I'll tell him when he sees me finally get. Because I don't want to be recording it right off the bat. I want to wait till right then, right when I tell her. You know, I don't want to be like holding my phone and recording it. I'll have it ready. I'll have my phone in my hand. That's a good idea. So I'll have my phone in my hand. As soon as I tell her, I'm going to boom, go live. I'll have it ready to go live. And I'll be like, all right, so I just told her to go look at, and I'll kind of talk quietly. All right, so I just told her to go look at the price tag or the window sticker. So here we go, team. So I'll do that. And then I'll have, when Zip Dog sees me do that, I'll have him then start recording. He's the general manager. His name's Zip Dog. So if you ever see Zip Dog 501 in chat, team, we got a general manager of a dealership in here in chat. That's right. We got a GM of a dealership selling cars, slinging cars, trading them stocks. All right, let's go back up. Any other questions? MJS. I'm still holding tops. I got caught in the squeeze. I'm still holding. Yeah, you're good, dude. I told you. I said, what did I say? Bottoms, maybe 2.8 area. I almost thought of you earlier because I always think of my traders. I never forget about you guys. I just want to let you know that. I always remember you. Like, I don't want you to let you know. I want to let you know I'm literally like, those people you see in the movies like, man, he remembered me. How the hell do you remember that? I thought he forgot totally about me. I will not. I want to remember everything you always ask me, and if I do forget someone that asked, I feel bad. But I remember the ones that, you know, if I don't get asked a ton, I'll definitely remember the days I don't ask a ton today. I didn't get asked a lot of questions, so I remember that. But I was like yesterday with APRN, MJS. But yeah, that's why I said 2.8 area. I said 2.8 bottoms when I was going with what? I didn't want to go all the way down to this low, pre-market. I just didn't think after that move, in the low float that it is, you got to think about that rotation. Doesn't take long for it to rotate over, which means with that low float, doesn't take much buying to come in to push up. So I thought maybe you'd get down to 2.8 bottoms, and so you can see right there off that lower shadow, just somewhere right in here where it's almost the middle of that congestion area is my point, to where you could go up to maybe I could have said like 295, I could have said 260, or I guess really 270, and so I just kind of went in the middle there, and really where I was like, okay, get down to maybe 2.8, and we got close, and we still could get there, and so I'd say, I don't know what's your entry too. That always helps, MJS. What's the entry? Just be careful, because that low float, I'm telling you right now, could easily squeeze on this. And now, I mean, I think you're good to hold, like maybe if you want to continue to hold, but just be careful. This could squeeze back up at any point. You know, I'm just obviously look at most days and tops. I'm not a big fan of tops overall. That's why I thought it would give back already at the beginning part of the day. I didn't think it would fade. And so that's why, you know, I saw Alex Vaughn. I just was kind of scrolling back up. AV's helping you there. So yeah, I mean, you can just continue to hold, but if you get back down to 2.8, 2.8's your entry. Yeah, I understand that. I totally understand, boss. That's why I scaled up when I was telling everyone, and it was a good resistance area. I just thought this was going to crack this trend line. You see this team. Thought I was going to crack that trend line, and it was going to be good to go and just fade on down at the beginning part of the day. And actually squeezed. And so I was like, ah, you son of a gun, you got me. That's why I was kind of fading through there, kind of scaling out, because it was not looking good to begin with. But at my entry overall ended up being like a 290-ish overall average or so. 291, something like that, after I was averaging up a little bit. Wasn't the greatest average either, I will say that. But I was hoping for that trend line to crack, and when it didn't, I was like, I'm out of here. Because you can see the squeeze pattern there. I don't hold. I'm not a holder. You got it though, boss. And you're good, yeah. So you're good to hold. I would say, and I will say this, just watch. I would say 320. If this gets back over 320, you'll see a pop to the VWAP, and then maybe back up to the 340.50 mark. And does it hold by end of day just because, and then continue to push up? So just be kind of careful. One of those things. It did run into what was it, the 13 EMA today, right on the dot for the most part, and failed. You look at most days on tops. I mean, most things are leaning toward you in your favor that this will crack back off. And the main area, and I'm close to where it kind of would that low area that you would get to as of right now. And it's more of a shelf that's been built in, which is great for you. So when it cracks that area, you'll be back into the profit. Depends on how big you're in. Maybe just scale out some so you take a little bit of profit and you don't have to worry nearly as much because you're saving some of that risk there. Now the risk is being managed a little bit more. I think at this point in time, if we don't ever get back over, I'll say this, you don't ever get back over 315, 320 for the day, you probably will see below 385 and then probably 360, 370. Volume is just completely, look at this, there's nothing. Where are we at? Where's the volume? So, that's the only thing you have to be worried about is volume. Because this does not take much. Anything else? What do we got? What is this? ETRN. ET phone home. ET phone home. Alright, kind of a trend line just building up on the dot right there that just got cracked. That's kind of your bottom area. Let's get in this a little tighter there, Joshua. Boom. So there's your trend line that just got cracked. I would say if you really truly close and open, and it's a little lower than 7.5, 748. You have these little micro areas you have to worry about on the way down. Could be a good short. It's just one of those ones where I want more profitability zone on the way down. You're not getting a lot of it right there, typically. So you're getting, 748. We'll zoom in a little bit more so you can see. So you can see that 748-ish area where the close and open candle is at the bottom of those two right there. That, to me, would always be the bottom of that little shelf that's being built in, and it's being built in again now. Crack that, you're down to the 740-ish area. Petey, there's really, right here. That's your only bed. Petey, do not go lay on the puppy. Y'all have a dog that just likes to lay on other dogs? He just comes in and is like, I'm laying on you no matter what. And he's a big dog. Of course your little one's going to do that. It's like a Dogo Pit mix. Weighs a good solid 50, 60 pounds. And he's like, I'm just coming to come in and just laying on you. You better get on up. It's like literally a grumpy dog in a movie. Like you would see in what's that last movie? The All Secret Life of Pets. And just collapses on him. And they're like, they all scurry. Like he about did it to 3 little ones right here. And one of them, I don't know if you heard him, he said, get out of here, Petey. You're not doing it this time. I'm standing up for us. Us little guys got to stand up for ourselves every once in a while. Anyway, 748 crack, down to about 742 to 740. There is a 7, see there's that 738 area. Then you've got 735 with these upper shadows and kind of, bodies of candles from 730 to 735. So I think it's going to be like it has moved up. You may see a nice good green, red candle here and there. So boom, then boom. It's just going to be, I think, a slow and steady pullback on the way down with not much volume. I think that's what you're wanting there, Sussy, for a short. It seems like a lot of the time people are asking for short, Sussy. Is that what you're asking for? That's what I would be guessing there. All right, Alex Bond, it's like this. Forgot we're still playing this remix stuff. All right, team. So we're let's see here. Spy still, we gotta have taken the Spy off the wall. Where none of these have really squeezed. Volume's died off on them. Okay, so we're still matriculating. We're getting close to cracking. This almost reminds me of what I just saw with ETRN. You can see this uptrend, shelf cracking, or should I say channel cracking, does have this shelf building up, looking like it may start giving back some gain soon. Spy has had a nice move today. I'm not saying the Spy's going to go back red for the day. I could see the Spy having a pullback, though, back into the 367 mark easily, if not down to the low 367s into the 366s. 366. So I'm curious. I had a successful very small trade this morning on Artis. Let's ring trade on low fill area. Work. Can you possibly go into a little detail with that? Because I would love to be successful with that. All right, let's go to Artis. Artist. So I had a successful. Let me read this over again because I'm just kind of looking at artists and I'm like, whoa, you swung this, huh? You swung this love chip. Let's see. Swing trade method of finding oversold. Okay, oversold stocks in the RSA with low float, and it would actually work. Can you possibly go into Little Hill with? Okay, cool. So I would imagine a lot of the times too, what you're finding probably with those love chip with these bottom right hand corner plays, it's not a bad idea. And like I said, kind of with going back to tops, just that low float that's there. It doesn't take much to push back up. And I remember this was actually hitting. That's right, artist. I remember seeing this earlier. I thought this was on our penny stock gainers. Was this not on our penny stock gainers board earlier? I swear it was. Or there it goes. There we blow. We're down to 17% now. Is why. Okay. Now I was wondering. I thought we looked at this earlier. I would just say be careful with that overall. And it's one of those things where if you do see a bottom right hand corner love chip, at that bottom right hand corner, I've always just been myself scared just because you don't know if it's going to fade anymore. But it's definitely a method that a lot of traders use. I know Deck always has brought that up in chat. Like some days when it's slow as can be, he'll put the most oversold and the most oversold and the most overbought stocks essentially, and kind of what's really high and what's really low in the RSI. Something to always pay attention to because something that's overbought, high on the RSI, it's probably going to see a pullback at some point. And of course, inverse opposite of going with low RSI, low. Or what I should say, low. Low RSI, low float is what I was thinking about. But oversold is the other word I was looking for. So it's oversold, and it's usually going to be low RSI type play. And you want to look for that to see some kind of return back on up. So yeah, dude, I love that. I just don't ever, for you, can you possibly go into a little detail with that? Because I would love to be successful with that. If that's something I did, me, I'm super open, honest, transparent. I just don't do that. So I can't be like, man, let me tell you how you killed it here, boss. I can, here's the one thing I can do. I can look at a chart. I think that's me. I'm Mr. Chart. AK, what's the chart, right? Or Josh, what's the chart? Look at this chart, break it down for me. I can break down a lot of setups with this one right here, man. I'll tell you, I just don't, I'm just want to be honest with you. I don't want to be like, well, let me bullshit my way through this one. Well, here's what you did right here. And the next thing you know, well, this guy could be a politician. He's a lying asshole. Not going to do that. I just think it's one of those things where I know traders get into it. I just look into it and find traders that do that and see exactly what they're seeing and why they're getting in when they're getting in. I can't tell you exactly why today was the day, because I'm like, why today and why not yesterday? Did it hit below 25? Pay attention to those things, and I'll just say that. All the stuff that I do in my trades and how I've gotten successful was pay attention to those parameters and track those trades of why they were successful. Was it because they got below 30, below 20, below 15 on the RSI? The float was everything's 2 mil and lower. Go through and track all those and put what time of the day. I would always put that. I always put the float, obviously. Put what that RSI is when they actually make the move back up on the green day. Those would be three main indicators that I would look at 100% to track those, and you'll find out exactly why. And the next thing you know, you're going to be like, "Hey, Thanos crossover, smosh over. Here you go. Use this. Use this strategy." And that's what I've just done. You start noticing those things and start tracking stuff and what works best. That to me is always going to be what you're going to fight. It won't take long. That's why I tell most traders. Was just in first time, back-to-back first time sessions on Monday, which was great. It was awesome. That they both booked it on the first, that they both booked the same day, and they both booked the same day, as in they both booked the session, on the same, it was back-to-back, emails I got that someone booked the session. It was two different people. Then they ended up booking back-to-back times on Monday. I was like, this is nuts. And I both told them that. I was like, that was so cool. I've never gotten that before. As I tell them, with my thing, like I was just saying, the more you repeat stuff and the more you track your trades, especially. And I was like, I challenge you, because a lot of them, they do it, but they don't do it very hardcore. I'm like, track your trades. Do it like as if do it religiously, as in it's your religion, as in you love it to death. You're going to do it every day. You're not missing a mass. You're not missing a sermon. You're not missing whatever you want to call it. You're there, every one of them. And you're going home and you're saying, you're a college student that just makes all A's, although you're not maybe one of those ones that it just comes naturally. You've got to put all that effort in, or you want to be the next Michael Jordan. You got to go out there and you're going to put that grind in and do it, day in, day out, week in, week out. And 3 to 4 weeks in, I bet that light and, that light bulb that wants to go off and it's now on, it's flickering, it's kind of going, and then boom, it's starting to click. And then boom, it's clicking full stream. I would say 7 to 8. If you do it every day in, day out, about a month in, it's starting to click. You're starting to slowly figure out what's working and what's, in this strategy. Maybe even before that, honestly, the more, if you do it day in, day out, of course, it depends on what this setup, you may not be able to do it day in, day out. But again, do it about 3 to 4 weeks. Then about 7 to 8 weeks in, 2 months in, it should be light bulbs fully on. It's fully clicking for the most part. And it's a 60, 70% win rate. And you're at least getting there, once you figure it out. And I was like, if you do it day in, day out, I promise you it won't take, and then maybe some it takes 3 months. But if you do it day in, day out, tracking your trades, do my secondary tracking that I talk about. So every Friday, give yourself a break. If you don't do it Friday, do it on Sunday. Go back over all those trades and do a secondary tracking. And that's why when you first break down your trades, you're going to put what time of the day. You're going to possibly put the float, which is always good, and definitely put the setup. So, and then even notice if you want to break it down in the end, you can do price. So point being that secondary charting would be the secondary at the end of the week, go back through and put X marks. You're putting X's and checks besides all of them, or of course win loss, however you put it in your PowerPoint, whatever you want to do. And at the end of the week, go through and mark breakouts, whatever you're doing the most, which you're going to go through, track your trades. You kind of know what trend, and if maybe you're doing a lot of different stuff. So you're going to have to go back through and so you're going to start eliminating stuff fast, but do downtrend breaks, like trend line cracks, shelf cracks, bounce plays, what another different breakout, whatever you're using, go over and track all those. Check marks and X's, go through in each one of them. So you're doing Thanos crossover, X's and check marks right below that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each one. How many check marks do you have? I guarantee you after about 3 or 4 weeks, just Thanos, we'll just stick with the Thanos crossover and go in, wins, losses, right? So check marks and X's. You're going to go through there and go, how many wins and losses did you have on each side? And you start tracking that. Do that for breakouts. Do that for downtrend breaks. Do that for trend line cracks. Do that for shelf cracks. Do that for any of your setups you're going after. Then do a second. Then that's your first one. Then you're going to do another one a time a day. You're going to go through there and start noticing when you're trading the most, like I did. And I'm going, when I first started trading, first 30 minutes a day, I sucked. Sucked, team. Completely sucked. It was just terrible. And so I noticed that, right? Another thing you're going to maybe notice and want to put in there, float. Maybe go, man, I need to stop attacking low floats. So go through there, float. Just put 0 to 2 mil or 0 to 3 mil, 3 mil to 7 mil, however you want to label it, however it goes 0 to 5, 5 to 10, however you want to label it and kind of go through there and see where you're getting your wins on those. Again, that's how you want to break it down in my opinion. And so like this one, you'd want to go through there and see so that's how you want to do those love chips. Hopefully love chip that makes sense and works. But that's what I would do. So I don't do that for a day in, day out basis. That's not me. Of course, what I'm doing attacking. But when I went over my bounce plays back in the day and figured that out, when I figured out my trend line cracks or, any of that kind of stuff, you go through and figure out all the parameters that you want to figure out and test. Latest when Thanos crossover, test it on a day in, day out basis. What time frame is it working best in? Another thing you want to add if you want to, what time frame you're most successful in, 1, 3, 5 in that setup strategy style, so the more you track and go over that stuff, the more you'll really figure out, here's what I need to do, it's telling me. Does that make sense, Love Chip? Hopefully, I know you put the, gotcha, but hopefully that makes sense of what to do as far as you doing that setup. Go maybe find someone that does that on a day in, day out basis, or someone that has, mastered that possibly, videos on it. And then secondarily, that's what I would completely do on top of the fact is you want to test it 100%. If it's something that you've been successful on or you want to be and you like it, we're running back into resistance right here. I would go ahead and do that. That's what you want to do. Like me and my trend line cracks, shelf cracks for the 2 previously to Thanos crossover. Next will be options and doing the breakouts, kind of inverse in the chart. I'm going to back test, test during the day, back test. Sean World, what's up? Hi, I hope everyone is staying afloat these days. I'm having getting chopped around. Sean Z, how we doing, man bun? Baby boy, it's good to see you. About to say, when I saw you typing, I haven't seen you in a minute. I saw you typing a second ago. I was still kind of sitting there trying to help back on a love chip. Is my stream still going? I feel like all of a sudden I got hit by the cane. Did my stream get jumped out there, team? Did my stream jump? Like, all of a sudden I went to my YouTube, because I've been on my YouTube for a minute. Now it's showing that no one, it showed that it like dropped down for a minute, and now, I don't know, that's so weird. I have no idea. YouTube sometimes is so annoying. We need to get a different provider. Let me look at that at the end of the year. cool. Let's see QTRX. That's the only one I'm watching slow and steady here. You can tell there's that shelf that I talked about to sussing. Anyone else interested? I'm gonna go back over here because I got Sober on watch to the right. How does Pep G looking? Still kind of holding its nice little uptrend right here overall. Yep, not Pep G, QTRX, ABOS. Sober still working its way up. Nothing too crazy here overall. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to go over, team, let me know overall. There was that tight wedge. We kind of broke out of it. Making a small little U shape right there overall. And that kind of cup and handle is what we're getting overall, like I was talking about. Not a lot of volume is coming in. And Sean, hopefully you're completely recovered from your injury from earlier this year. I've been in chat, but I'm trying to be smart and stay away from the charts and the market. It feels like I understand, my friend. Yeah. So I kind of get my plays in. I've gotten a couple, nothing major, but I've taken about 3 or 4 losses this month, 4 or 5 ones that I, typically wouldn't, point being, the ones that I didn't think I'd take, however many in the end that I took. I mean, I probably have, I don't know, 6 losses this month overall. I mean, every one of them, obviously, I thought it. But point being, it was about 5 or 6. I had a good stretch there for a while. And then here and there, I've hit them it's like back and forth. I'll have like about a loss every 3 days or so here recently. It seems like over the past couple of weeks, nothing major, but yeah, just overall, going like 2 for 3, 3 for 4, getting plays where I'm like, how does this not work out? Today top's a little bit different, but there have been certain plays I'm like, how did this work out? But yeah, no worries, love it, keep pushing. This month has definitely been a little chop. Still green though for sure, which is the good thing. I mean, a lot of it goes back to my shrimps. I had some shrimps. Oh no, it was last. Well, no, it was this month, wasn't it? It was this month. That was because that was when SHPH first came out. I keep forgetting it was this day on the 7th because it's my favorite day of the week. 9-7 team, so 9-7, nice good push right there. That's when I made my big. And so yeah, since then, still green. Probably, I would say if it wasn't for SHPH, it would probably be like a, still 10, maybe I don't know, just over $10,000 a month. Nothing crazy. Maybe right around there, but nothing too crazy, So SHPH really helped it out big time. Biggest month of the year because of SHPH. And you're fully recovered. There we go. But you have COVID for the 3rd time. I love how they were saying when you don't get COVID, you never get COVID again. They're like, you get the vid and then you get the COVID, but you haven't had the COVID. That's like their new slogan. They come out with like a tagline. Or you've had, first it was the Rona, so it'd be like, I forgot it's so funny. You're like seeing the drag. I finally ordered my first draggy team. Haven't had a draggy before. I'm going to have a little fun with that. Love Chip, you ever had a draggy before? Alex Vaughn, any of you guys that have actually had fast vehicles? Of course, me finally having a fast vehicle. Just want to test out the 392 before I start modding it up and seeing with those draggies how accurate they are. They seem pretty accurate. It seems like people really love them. I see a lot of people that use them, of course. Underground uses them a ton for their videos. Wait, what? Draggy, like the, draggy, like the things that they use to test your 0 to 60, like when you see those little, and like when you watch the underground videos, like on Instagram, like Underground Racing, when you see like their little Lambo videos and stuff. Oh, there you go. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I finally got one. I almost got one for the, for Avery's BMW just to see the difference, because I really wanted to see the difference, and I really wish I would have now before I modded it, the stock when it was stock, and before I put the Stage 2 tune on and all the bolt-ons and stuff, just to see the 0 to 60 time, the quarter, all that kind of difference, just to see the. Now I can see, I can kind of tell the difference, but yeah. So I was just seeing how much you liked it. I figured you'd have one. I was like, I had to get one last night. I'm going ahead out. Hey, Sean Worrell. Sean, are you in Florida? No, you're in Pennsylvania. I don't know why I always thought you were in Florida there. I guess because it's back. Maybe you're visiting there a while. Sean, I guess that was why. But yeah, I was like, I don't know why, but you're a PA boy. Sean, have a good one, sexy man. Cool. Yeah, love Chip. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to use it. Love Chip. I love the videos, man. The videos are super sweet that I see. So I've been wanting to get one. Be awesome to see. And I haven't seen any videos of people using them on 392, so I'll be one of the first ones out there and kind of liking that, because I'm gonna try to make a cool video, so that way I'm like, get one, maybe like my first video that has that breaks through and go viral, like 100,000 views or something. Get like a 0 to 60 time in like the low 4s. Pack B, what do we got here, Sussy? Pack B. Probably just a nice low one. Getting a little archy here overall. I would, look for a short on Pack B. Right head same. So 580, look underneath that in the VWAP. So 580. Look, yeah, there you get Sussy. Good eye there, boss. In this downtrend overall. Now, I know you missed some of the short, but that's fine. Not a lot of it. I would just start from right here, too, with your downtrend. You can see. So close and open candles under that 578 area. You're going to a little pullback to 570, possibly down to 560. Take it slow, though. Take it slow. Take it slow, Joe. I'll start saying that to you, Sussy. It'll be Sussy. Slow Joe, Sussy Baka. Take it slow, Joe, Sussy Baka. Then all of a sudden at the end, I'm like, first I go like you're going to be on Bonanza, and then I turn you into like a Star Wars character with the Baka at the end. Let's see, I was trying to move, the way I say it, I was trying to move to Florida. That's what I thought. That's what I was wondering. I couldn't remember. Love you too, boss. Have a good weekend, baby boy. Am I bad? I didn't hear you at first. You're good. Yes, Draggy. Yes. Got me a Draggy. I love how, and of course they're at Austin, which I love. Love my Texas. Love me some Texas. Obviously, love you. Anyway, the stock the other day, but that was pretty good. They're super fast shipping, so I'll get it by Friday. I'm like, heck yeah, I'll get it Friday because we're going to pick up the Jeep tomorrow. Later, so it'll be perfect after I go live on Friday. Because Avery's taking off, we're just going to be relaxing at the house. I'm going to do a quick little, I want to do it on, or at least Saturday. So Friday or Saturday, I'll get to test it out, which is awesome. I'm like, yes, I get to test it out this weekend. Super pumped about it, man. And then to see the difference overall, which I'll take a while. I'm going to let that warranty because the powertrain, it's a 5-year, 60,000 mile powertrain warranty. So I'll wait, probably at least my point being 3-ish years or so till I start really doing any kind of big modification, so I don't avoid the warranty. Although I know my boys will always hook me up, or maybe. But I don't want to chance that. I just kind of want to just have fun with it naturally. Sober team, here we go. As I said, we really are overall finally breaking out of this downtrend. You can see the true big downtrend that we were forming right there. Breaking out of it. There's our slow squeeze up out of it. Moving up close to that high of the area that I talked about. Not my biggest fan overall. I'm not a big fan of Sober. I think it was Tim Z that brought this up a couple of weeks ago whenever it first started popping. I was like, when's Sober going to sober up? That was one thing I said about it. He was like, I know, because I think he was shorting it. Because usually it was one of those stocks that ran, and I'll go back. I'm going to say this ran later in the day, and it's one of those ones where it kind of popped out of nowhere, and you would expect it to start giving back gains, and it just didn't. Oh, okay. So it popped. Right, here we go. That's what I thought. There we go. I had a feeling that it was even later than I thought. I came in during power hour. 2 p.m. is power hour for me. That's actually 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Central Standard Time. I thought it was one of the ones that we always see during late in the day that you just figure this would give back gains. It took it a few days to really, you figured right off the bat, once it started popping up to 3, it would slowly somehow give back. And it did the next day get back below 2, but then it popped, it just never really gave back. So Sober's just one of those ones that just never really, it just has not sobered up. It just truly hasn't. Just making another run. We got to watch out for him, team. Pep G popping a little bit, or dropping. No, Pep G's dropping. Yeah, Kraken. Sorry, I didn't see that. I didn't see which you alerted there. G Calante, 100%. Pep G didn't get enough pep talk there. Good little shelf crack, too, if you were interested. See, that's why I just noticed this stuff. These areas that get built in for a long time, you're going to see a nice move to one way or the other. You get this nice shelf being built in at 940 that sits here for the longest time. You finally crack it. You do actually get a pretty good size move down. Ends up being a good about 40-cent pullback overall from 940 shelf crack all the way down to 901. Nice move, nice move, nice move. Having my Taco Tuesdays today. Anyone have Taco Tuesday yesterday? And where's Sniz at? Sniz had so many tacos last night from his local joint. He is now in parabolic state of sleep. That's right. He is parabolically sleeping. He's just so, it gets even deeper and deeper. That's a new phrase, I think. A parabolic sleep. But yes, Taco Tuesdays for me, team. I'm one more. And tomorrow, team. Friday, I'm with you all day. So next couple of days, just like, I'm going to have to call it right out here in about an hour. I got a lot of stuff to do today. Then tomorrow, the big surprise day. I'm going to be kind of getting a little anxious. Kind of like proposal again for me in a way. Like I said, kind of anxious about it. I think she's going to be excited. I know she's going to be excited when she sees it. Like when she first sees it, that's why I can't wait to have the camera facing her and her reaction. Like, do I get a mouth drop? Because that was the coolest thing when I did propose to Avery. I did get she had to set her purse down and did the oh my God, and she covered her mouth and did the oh my God. I mean, to get that true reaction of oh my God, that was probably, that was the sweetest thing I've ever, and the coolest thing ever. I mean, to get that true natural, and her saying oh my God twice and getting it on video and covering her mouth. So I'm trying to get that round too. Don't think I'll get that true oh my God reaction. But I'll get something close to it. Yeah, Miss Boss, I can't wait either. Definitely. What's funny is I'm going to record it. Zip Dog, like I talk about, the GM, he's like, I'm going to have one of my other buddies. He's going to bring his camera in too. He's setting something else up. And he's going to have that guy edit. He's like, I know you can edit too. I know that's what you do. He's like, you can do yours, but I'm going to have him edit something too for you. I was like, sweet. I appreciate it. So sorry, I just saw you tag me there, AV. Got an alert back. QTRX does have to gap fill. Let's see, but is running up on no news 30. Okay, gotcha. Let's go back to that real quickly. QTRX has a gap to fill. Zoom out of this. It does have gap filled. The only thing, you have to always go up and to the left. The only thing up in front of it, teams at 200, a 50-day moving average at, what is it, about 1150-ish. Yeah, 1153 area. So 1150 is your moving average. That'd be your only true resistance if it pops to 11. We could start chug-a-lugging along on QTRX overall. There's really nothing holding it up, as you can tell overall. You've got to really start going back, and there's just not a lot there even then. There's going to be maybe about 14, so it's got a pretty good size area to run to if it does fill. I'll go back a little bit further here. You can tell right here, what was this, 2020? Yeah, 2020. So look where it's like kind of the where we're at right now with support and resistance at. How crazy is that? Let's zoom in a little further where that low is at. What is the low? Low of this candle is 1090. 1090, team. The low of that candle is 1090. The close of that candle is 1117. I would say if you get through that in that 1150 area, which is kind of how awesome is this, that's actually about where that open is the next day. We've got room to run all the way up at least to 1345, and then, of course, then up from there. So we'll put these lines in for now. Boom. That's what we want to look at on QTRX. Speaking of another sweet vehicle made by Mopar, the TRX. I don't know if you have you seen that Dodge Ram, the TRX. I don't know how many. I think it's like this. Is that the one with the 700 horsepower? I think, or whatever. I think that's got the Hellcat engine in it. Maybe I can't remember. That's a bad mamma jamma. ABOS. What do we got here? Thoughts of. Let's see your thoughts on. Oh, thoughts on this event, bro. G Calante. I was truly trying to get. I was like, okay, that's not. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Saturday. You meant this. I know. I was truly trying to break down TGIS. I'm like, does he? First, I thought you meant another ticker. Then I meant, okay, what is the acronym for TGIS? Thank God it's Saturday? Sunday? Oh, he means this, you idiot. Just my brain sometimes takes things way too literal. It's hilarious. It's funny. Just when, you know, it's in moments. Boom. So I'd say there's your top resistance line. There's your bottom support line. We did kind of push above it a little bit right now. Broke out of the downtrend line that I did have in there. Has a little bit of a trend line up if you want to put your trend line in right there. Yeah, you're good, Chicalante. That's so funny. That's just me being goofy. Right here, the trend line crack. That's something you could pay attention to as well. You know, if you want to look for a short little short. Again, you have area down to 9, then you possibly down to 875. It's when we crack 875 in this VWAP, as I talked about earlier. That, to me, is when this really starts getting to that nice move down to the downside. I just got to whiff to. Sorry, team. It's so funny every once in a while. Hey, I hear someone mowing, but I was like, I started the smoker up. Smoker team. Smoker's ready. Smoking that meat. Sober. There we go. There's the squeeze. I told you, Sober just doesn't want to give up. I'm so glad. Look at this. It's so crazy. Ended up getting round 2 of this short, really. It was a trend line. You can see trend line shelf crack. All happened underneath the, that VWAP crack. So it ended up being just a great short from there, right? You could see the trend line crack. Shelf right here. Cracked at the same time underneath the VWAP. I mean, this was a gorgeous short. I alerted this earlier. Hope you guys got that. You can scroll up. I think it's still in my lobby from earlier when I copy and pasted it. Great short. Came down. I was hoping to get down to 160. Like 175 was my goal. Got to it. I locked up. There was one last pullback. I alerted this that, hey, there's one last little pullback. Watch it go down to 175. We got it. And then, boom, look at this Mamma Jamma. Right on its way, squeezing its... Whoa! Sober! Going parabolic right here, team. Well, at least somewhat for it. It's a 5 mil in float. That's kind of what it does, and it's about as big as Sober does get are these moves right here. So this is a big move for Sober. 2 1-minute candles here that are massive. There was a... Really, this is broken down in another 3 minutes, but there's the last 2 minutes of where this all comes from. Sober rocking and rolling. ABOS, though, did you have that real quickly, G. Calante? Is in squeeze mode for the pop back up through 950 area. I would say, what is that, 940-ish area back up to 975. Usually your resistance somewhere close to that before you get to 10. So this still could squeeze the 10. If you're looking for a long, that's it. If you're looking for a short, trend line crack back down to this area. This is where we really can load up more and it really starts dumping away even more. Spy, we have some spyness. Nice, good job there. Good eye there. Thank you, BKU. You have Spy still rocking and rolling here. I want to get this overall. kind of move this up and see if we do hold this uptrend channel. I'm going to leave that resistance line in right there, team. Overall, we'll put some support and resistance lines in on the horizontal side. Boom. All right. Boom. And then really overall, too, we do have this downtrend squeeze mode set up to it. So there's your resistance, team. We'll go back to sober, because it's popping up a little bit more so. I'm going to watch this in a 3-minute time frame, so I'm going to get a little more detail for now. If you are looking for a quick dip and rip on SOBR, since we are well extended over that upper VWAP band, it's going to be down somewhere in that 210 to 220 area. Watch for a dip somewhere down to 210 to 220. No way that Sober holds this. And if it does, it's going on, and it may, because it did this that one day it first started popping. It'll go on another rip up. But just to be safe is my point. Put it around 210. Put it around 220, team. That is your area for a bounce play. If you want to be even safer, put it around 205. Slower plays as of right now to still keep your eye on. ABOS, still kind of lost its volume is the main reason why. Look at that downtrend in volume. And the other one is going to be QTRX. Texting the wife back. God, texting the wife back. Let's see. G Calante. Good. You got that, GG? You got that, G? GC. But GC, man, maybe you know you deserve something, boss, man. I may have to do the. I feel bad though for some, and maybe that'll inspire people to be around longer, huh? But maybe for AK47 team, anyone that's been in chat if you've been in chat, I think I'm gonna do that. I think that's gonna be one of the first things for AK47. If you've been in chat for a year, you get this. If you've been in chat for over 2 years, you get this. If you've been in chat, yeah, and you have to show me, because I'll show you how you can find out. You know, there's a way to show me, you know, at least when it comes to Tradecaster. So I can show you how you can do that for sure. There we go. So here's what you have to do. It's so funny how, so I'll show you this real quickly, team. Where is this? Boom, shakalaka. I can't wait to have some tacos. Boom, shakalaka. I can't wait to have some tacos. There you go, team. There's a new one. So boom, shakalaka. So there we go. There's my, there it is. February. So that's when Tradecaster first started, which is crazy. So there you go. Now you know when Tradecaster first started. February 20, that's when we moved over from deckmartrades.com. So that's how you can go back. You go to your profile, which is this button right here. You go to here, you click on membership after that, and then it'll show you. Or you can just go to payments, I think, once you click on there anyway. But you just go to payments. That's how you do it, though, and that's how you'll have to show me. So if you've been in a chat for a year or longer, you get, it's going to be like you're at Chuck E. Cheese's. Or if you remember Showbiz before Chuck E. Cheese, and you remember, Showbiz. You show me those tickets, I'll get you some cool stuff. I'll say, you can choose from one of these 3 things. You've been here for 2 years. You can choose from one of these 3 things. You've been here as long as me, 3 years or more, which would be that, you know, my membership. Then you get one of these 3 things. How's that sound? Is that a cool giveaway? No? I think Deck should do that. I'll maybe just... Deck would have to give out a lot more people. There's not nearly as many people in my lobby. Oh, that'll be cool, though. That'd be a cool giveaway, I thought. The old Showbiz giveaway. Deckmar, you like that one? Deck, I wish Deck came in and was listening. I'm like, Deck, wouldn't that be a cool giveaway? He's just copying and pasting. Boy, I tell you right now, Sober is by far the top stock to watch right here. What do we got with the SPY? I'm watching all these other ones to the SPY, over to the side. QTRX, ABOS, PEPG. I'm watching to see if those do anything. So don't forget, I have these on Watch That Team. KLXC, you can just tell that volume. I was wondering if this would maybe squeeze up a little bit more if volume came into it. It's holding the support area that I thought. It's slowing down big time. Sober's the way to go. It's up 83% for the day. I hear you down there, boo-boo. All right, questions, comments, concerns, anything you have? Today's going a little bit faster by at least than yesterday. I say a little faster, not much. You know, if yesterday was about as slow as it gets on the scale, today is not much quicker, but it's there. SPY, nice move back up. Let me zoom back in on that so you can see it a little bit tighter. SPY overall, we'll see if this, where's that uptrend area? Uptrend area is, this has room to 370. I think this has room up to 370 plus now, team. I really do think SPY can get to easily 370 plus. So I was over in Dex Lobby learning. Oh, Dex, man, starting to wonder if he shouldn't have invested his life savings in an imaginary token. Oh, I said that. I tried to say that. I don't know. Well, are ETFs falling off? I mean, I'm not really. I never was big into that. Are ETFs just completely dying off, team? Anyone that knows that, please, that's listening, that is still around and in chat at all, if you're listening. Is that still a thing? Are ETFs still like? I mean, are they still popping like they were? Is my point? Are they starting to fall off the map? Because I do not keep up with ETFs at all. Now, crypto I will up here and there, here and there for sure. Just kind of overall as a swing standpoint, in certain areas I try to get in and hold for a little bit, but I do not keep up with the old ETF stuff. Can anyone else see the SPY as at resistance and downtrend? Let's see. Yeah, that's got a small ROI. What? Let me see. I can probably just click and see. You're in a 30-minute. Is that a 30-minute time frame? I'm thinking that you're in there. Is that 30-minute? Right? I see top left-hand corner. Is that 30-minute? Ahmed, is that a 30-minute, boss? Just real quickly. I just want to make sure. No, I don't want to trade this or anything. I want to put in a time frame of 30 minutes, you asshole. There she blows. I see you, downtrend. Yep, cool. That's what I thought I saw. Just want to make sure. You want to be the idiot like, what time frame you in? Like, just do your due diligence. You should see it. Yeah, we are in a 30-minute downtrend right here. We're hitting it right now. I see what you see. I hate when Trade Ideas does that. It's so stupid. It's like why isn't it still there? It's like, Trade Ideas, what are you doing? That isn't a 30-minute down. That's it though, baby boy. That's it. You're all over it 100%. Yep. Check mark. Check mark for Ahmed. So watch if this does squeeze out of this downtrend. I bet we definitely squeeze above 370. We could have another big, like a crazy day back up, or we hit like 373. I mean, we honestly could here, team. I mean, it's just one of those days right here where we keep kind of going up over these downtrend break. Now we're starting to do it again, but we're starting to level off a little bit more, and we're running. And I think that's a lot of the thing that you're seeing there is why we're running into that. So a lot of traders are seeing this downtrend. You know, you could probably put that even into a probably put that in a 60. You know, a lot of people I use the hourly, so it doesn't matter. That's why I tell people at least use a 15. Start with that if you want to use that, but at least use a 15, 30-minute hourly is what I always say for traders. And go do yourself a favor and go back the past few days and see if you see some sort of trend forming. And yeah, right there from the tip top, that is 100%. Whether you're in an hourly or you're in a 30-minute time frame, that is a nice good downtrend that we're running into right there, boss. Good eye. Good eye there, sir. QTRX finally selling off a little bit there. Finally. Oh, QT's running out of gas. They say I have my gas station's running out. Ran right back into that old trend line up right there, team. Do you see how that works out? I hope you guys see that. Nice whole round number to help out as well at $11. So we have this beautiful trend line, team, that finally cracks. Not cracking the shelf. Still haven't cracked the shelf yet, really, generally. What happens when we move back up into it? You know, always now we're starting to crack it. This becomes a good fill area, good short area, right? And so you can really start gathering up more shorts in here. I would say, you know, at that point, if it ever does get over 11, you've got to start getting out of that. You can't continue to just add in on this, you know, and you could if that's your kind of, and I guarantee you'll see a lot of the time as you average up, if you have that big of a count, it will eventually pull itself back down because it's not going to continue. Most stocks are not into that old downtrend or old trend line up as resistance now, essentially. It's not just going to happen a lot. It just doesn't happen. You're just not going to see it. That's why I left this in. Or I said left this in. That's why I would leave these in and came up with that for you guys 2+ years ago now. I'm saying leave. That's why, and I came up with that phrase, put your lines in and trade them. Because you can generally, a lot of the time, come in with these lines, right? And then you can trade them specifically in according to them, right? So this is your line to go long. You crack it, finally, it's your line to go short. Okay, it didn't work out, but I know if I move back into this line, it's more short that I can add to because it should be resistance. Now we're moving back down. Now I can start scaling back out because now this, you know, once was my entry was here. Now my entry should be somewhere in here after scaling up top, you know, over and over and over. Now I'm in the profit-taking zone for round one. We crack this. Oh, look, we're still here holding this old line. Once we crack this, as much support as we've showed on it, you're going to see a nice healthy pullback, possibly down. I would say you probably will hit the mid 1030s. SPY, I'm telling you, if SPY gets over 370, team, this is gonna start pushing on up pretty nicely. If SPY gets over 370, watch for this to push up pretty nicely. All right, what do we got here? And next week, team, for sure. And I know I keep saying tomorrow. I'm definitely going to. Today, just there's always penny stocks, and it's very hard for me to pull away from. I'm in love with them. I need to just one day practice on the spot, and I need to practice all day long. You know, so I want to get doing that for a couple of mornings where I get used to it, because I want to one day eventually I am going to start doing it all day long. So when I go live during lunch, that essentially all I'm going to be doing is practicing that left and right is the SPY. So the SPY will be one of those things eventually, team, where I'm going to start doing that day in, day out. A little bit more so just on options, just to practice out so I can get used to it. Maybe that hour before I go live, that's kind of will be my goal. So, you know, an hour before I go live for lunch, start practicing options for an hour straight. Maybe say like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then Thursday when I go live for lunch, do it all day Thursday, right? And then I'll be ready for the week after that when I do, you know, I can practice it again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday before I go live, but also then do it live during lunch hours with you guys. Because right now I want to do an option play so bad. If this gets over 370, I think this is going to continue to pop. sweet. I think we got it here. Cool. Anything else you want to go over? Let me know. Hurricane possibly going to, let's see here. And there you go, team. There's your trend line correct. I want to put that in chat. There we go. All right, team. Questions, comments, concerns. You want to go over the hurricane? Do we need a little hurricane? Anyone in down in Florida? I'm sure they're probably not in chat today, but I'm sure if you are dealing with the hurricane or close to it as of right now, are going to be affected. I think it was Treetop Josh I saw earlier that was in the lineup. There were some traders that I didn't see in chat today, but man, it's definitely amping up 100%. It's a big daddy. It is a monster right now, team. I thought that would just be my... It's a big daddy, guys. It's getting windy. Y'all might want to take cover. All right, back to the pros. Spy double touch. I think there comes a reversal. Yeah, it could happen. Well, although it didn't touch 370 earlier, double touch. It didn't hit BKU. I didn't see it touch earlier. That is one thing. Unless you're talking about just a few minutes ago, like where it touched right here. Like right here is what you're talking about. If it breaks through, I think that's where we go for another nice, good move up. We see another one of these type moves right here. Kind of like earlier, even possibly like this. We see a nice, good move up. In the area, to me, that has to hold 369.25. I'll say that. Just so everyone that's maybe just like, I'm not listening to you. We'll go back to sober real quickly. Spy. What was that? 369.25 has to hold. Starting to die off a little bit right here. So sober, nice little flag shape overall. SOBR, nice flag shape overall for SOBR. Didn't quite come down. You love to see these little touches, and that's when I'm like, fine, it didn't get filled. So I would be careful coming down now at 215. Maybe have your top order for sure at 215, but have orders down at maybe 205, close to the VWAP for the bounce play now. After, if and when this does crack out of this flag, but you can see that is a nice, beautiful flag shape taking shape overall. KLXE is finally popping up, the radio station from the middle of Wyoming. Nice little pop, but again, this volume is so small on it. Just be careful with KLXE. I was hoping KLXE would get a little more volume at some point. You know, with this decline, sometimes you'll see a big surge and see like 100,000 shares traded overall, and this really starts moving. That brings more traders over for at least a minute. It's just not going to happen. Questions, comments, concerns, anything you guys want to go over at all? I know we're kind of stalling off right here. Sober seems to be the only real stock to watch. QTRX still fully not underneath that 1060-ish area shelf. ABOS just hasn't done much really over the lunch hours. It kind of pops up, pops back down from the 40-ish to $9 area. Deck brought up that ALOK move. That's a nice slow and steady uptrend play on the trend line. It just has super low, really low volume. The only volume play that's decent was ABOS just a little bit ago. It's died off, and then Sober's still got some decent volume to it. PRTA, this is the one we were looking at earlier. PRTA, Freedom Trades. Kind of remind me of a Jeep almost, the Freedom Trade. Because I think they have I forgot what it's called. I know they use Freedom in something. Nice downtrend break. So we see the downtrend break earlier and that led to the nice squeeze. So there's your first area in your nice little downtrend break. So you can see the downtrend break for the squeeze. Now we're really just channeling off for the right overall with a little bit of an uptrend down here. So you can see this kind of uptrend channel. I'll make this a little bit lower. Got a little too tight onto those candles right there. So there would be your uptrend channel squeeze. with this little bit of a downtrend, I would go really with the bodies of the candles here and not worry about going with the tip tops and go with this so that you can tell how tight that really is getting. And that is your channel overall, Freedom. So watch for this to squeeze up to the top side. Open, close candles. We could possibly move to close to 55. Now it's over 55 that we've really struggled today so far overall. Even earlier, the nice pop up. Couldn't hold it, came back down. Tried again, couldn't hold it, came back down. 55 is pretty key for a lot of stocks to keep pushing up over until like say 65 and so forth. 55, we can get over that and hold that and continue to move up. And I'd like a slow and steady pace rather than a fast pace. That way you can generally you're going to hold those faster, then take off close to 60 and go over 60 like that. That's what you're looking for. Now, if you're looking for the short side, just wait for this bottom, line, the trend line there, essentially to crack, and you're looking for a trend line crack, possibly at a little bit of resistance at, or for you on the way down, but support at 52.83, 52, that's what it says, 52.80ish area, somewhere in there, and then possibly down to 52.20ish area. That would be your crack zone, and then it really starts dumping away, from there as well. Those would be your, kind of top two areas to look for on the top and bottom. Questions, comments, concerns, please hit me up. And again, if you want any of those, I have all my lessons over on Instagram, team. So I know I brought the one up earlier that Deck brought up, trend lines. Here are all my lessons, so go over there. Of course, I brought the trend line. I have like probably 4 or 5 lessons on trend line cracks alone, and they're just been updated through the years and just kind of what to be looking for. So you can go to my videos tab and just put like short and see where that comes up, and then you're going to short selling, and then you'll go to short, all these different short selling boot camp, short selling stocks, whatever it may be. You can go trend, we'll go cracks, we'll just put cracks in, put crack in, so short selling, there we go, trend line crack, short selling boot camp. So there's the older ones, you can tell how old those are, a little bit older. Even older one, there's my very first one I think I ever did. Here's some, you know what I mean. So go through their team, and if you of course just go through the video library and you can search for anything you want to search for just by pressing on this, and then you can put breakout if you want to put breakout on there. If you want to put volume, you can put volume on there. If you want to put food, no food on there, sorry team, you're no luck there. But you go over to the videos tab. A lot of my live streams, of course you can tell that's what happens when I play copyrighted music. I can watch it, you guys unfortunately can't. But a lot of my live trades, interviews, thank you again, AV from chat, Tim Z from chat, J Trades from chat, Living Like Matt used to be in chat. Who else is it? 419 Tech interviewed him. Ashton Nolan interviewed him. Want to get other traders on as well, so I love getting you guys on. And of course, all kinds of lessons. The further you go back, you're going to see a lot of lessons, a lot of recaps. Before I went live a lot with you guys, these would just be recaps, me going over my trades I alerted well before, like I do in chat now, alerting them well before they ever happen, and then showing the trades that I take and where I get in, where I get out, my thought process. There's me meeting Emmanuel Sanders. Thought I brought that up forever ago. Emmanuel! Yep, there you go. G. Calante finally getting that shelf crack. QT. QTRX for shorters. There we go. Slowly working its way back down. I would say, again, like I said, if you probably crack this finally crack that 1060-ish area, you're going to see a move down to 1035. We're getting close. There you go, Allie. So you use the trend line crack. You use the Thanos crossover kind of ish. You use the 9 EMA there. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. SPY, here comes that reversal back down. Good job, BKU, alerting that little top there at 370. It's got to hold here. SPY has to hold here, or will PB more. You're going to get some more PB and jelly. Going to get some PBs and jellies, teams. And here we go. Looks like we're about to start dumping away. I will say Sober setting up in a nice overall flag still, team. So Sober, keep your eye on Sober. SOBR, keep your eye on Sober. Of course, there is my website for coming over If again, I opened up Tuesday's team, so those kind of means next Tuesday I have one as of right now, but Tuesday after I'm going to be completely off. But if you want to come over and trade live with me, Tuesdays I'm opening up all Tuesday now, essentially for the most part, and come over if you want any sessions. Usually it's just Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, pre-market, after hours, or power hour and after hours. Then I do Saturdays every once in a while, but usually it's just Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and just 3 separate sessions. There's not a lot of time there to be had, and of course it's just in pre-market and power hour and after hours. Usually I'm not trading there, right? But if you do want to come over and trade live with me on my thought process, see my screen when I'm trading, all that kind of good stuff, Tuesdays are going to be the days. That in 2 weeks from today, anyway, of course 2 Tuesdays from now is the 11th, which is my wife's birthday. So on October the 11th, I'll definitely be having some, I'll be doing lunch with you guys. If there's ever a super dead day that week, I may text deck before that. There may be I may take off lunch one of those days that week. Maybe it's her birthday, maybe it's my birthday, maybe it's our anniversary, but the 11th, 12th, and the 13th, those will be kind of the days I'm not going to be really worried about trading at all. You won't see me too much in chat. If I do go live, I'll go live, but I'm not going to be worrying about doing too much thinking. A little bit of thinking for you guys, for sure. Always for you, but for myself is my point. I won't be doing any thinking. Looking pretty big. Man, that is just it's getting a monster, daddy. Well, I hate to say we were kind of due, but man, it just shows you Max Sustains wins 155, Max Gus wins 185. That's crazy. That's a big guy. Next update comes at the top of the hour when I get done going live. That's a big one. We were kind of due though, but you don't get really any storms for a while, and then all of a sudden I was like, man, we're due for kind of a big hurricane. What do we got here? What do we got? G. Calante Abos finally went down, waiting for the 890 crack. We got ABOS. Yep, it's slowly. Yep, finally getting down. There we go. It's the back part of the channel. There we go, all the way down the VWAP. There you go. All right, you're getting there. We're getting there. Do I think it's done? No, I don't think it's done. I don't think it's done until like most stocks, even when it's under the VWAP, I don't think this stock's done overall today because it's later in the day. I'll go a little higher. If it gets below 8.5, then I think it's done for the day. So you still have till 8.5 to somewhat worry about that. I know you'll be in the green by then in Love and Life, but let's take some at 8.5. We start cracking 8.75. We need to take some at this 8.5 mark. You can see this right here that I'm looking at. That right here to right there to right there. 8.5. Maybe at most we get a big sell-off and it gets down to this 820-ish area in the low 8s. I just don't know if we're going to get there at now. We will get there if we get below 8.5, though, is my point. But that's where I think it's done, under 8.5. But so that's the point for me. It's 8.5. Go back to Sober real quickly, team. Sober. Working our way back down out of this wedge overall and triangle, beautiful bull flag shape that's taken overall. If we get down to this 9, which we're about there, I should say 9 because I just was thinking about a different ticker. But if we get back down to the 220-ish area, team, that flag really isn't a flag anymore. It's just more of a downtrend that we're in. And again, that's why I say put your bounce areas from 215 down to the low 2s, 205. We're about to have landfall too, just so everyone knows. If you are down in Florida, just for anyone down there thinking about them, just west of Fort Myers, whatever that exact city is there, and I'm not going to zoom in, but just northwest of Naples, west of Fort Myers, that is a big team. That is one big hurricane. I had a feeling yesterday too. Because I was watching, what's so funny, I was watching it and some other guy was saying that too. One of the guys like this, and because they were saying at first it was maybe only gonna be a 1 to land, could be a 2. I was like, if it doesn't go over Cuba at all, then it's gonna get a lot of hot water and it's gonna get big again. I bet it hits as a 4, and it's almost a 5. I saw someone alert that earlier in Dex Lobby, but it's just 2 miles an hour short of a hurricane. Essentially, is a hurricane 5. I mean, hurricane 5, category 5. It's just shy of it. I mean, just a couple of mile an hour short of wind speed. We are getting super close to landfall, though. It's big guy. Probably won't intensify anymore. It probably intensified about as much as it's because it's it's stalling out, and a lot of that, almost half of it's over land now. But still, it's a big guy. Let's see, Marky Mark and a Funky Bunch. How you been, baby boy? I don't know when you got multiple repeated hurricanes on the west coast, Worcester Hurricane Panhandle, let's see, we freeze our winter, but otherwise it's fine. Let's see here. Yeah, exactly. I understand, man. I mean, imagine me in Arkansas, though, lately. Arkansas, Texas always has been, though. But Arkansas lately, and they're kind of showing Marky Mark lately how that they're talking about, it used to be called Tornado Alley, and it was like Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska, whatever. Now it's shifted. I saw a study recently, it was hitting like our national, the national news, ABC or national affiliate news at night, where they showed the average how many tornadoes have been in these states kind of moving out to the east versus, what was Tornado Alley and what like the new Tornado Alley is. And these, and of course it's more states, but they had way more tornadoes than what the typical you would think, like, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, and how big they are. Like the one that just destroyed Kentucky recently, that southwestern part that just skipped over Arkansas. It was the same tornado, essentially, the same system, and then went right over to Kentucky and got even bigger. Man, but yeah, tornadoes, holy banolis, those are crazy. Hurricanes, the winds are pretty damaging, but it's always the flooding that always does most of the damage. You go back to even like the ones that sit there, like Hurricane Harvey back in 2017 in Houston, and all that damage it just sits there. That massive hurricane, which just doing damage with that crazy wind. It's just all that flooding and all that rain that takes place next to the coast. Whee! And then, yeah, Marky, it's just nothing but Yukon Brad. Man, you might like Yukon Cornelius. We got Yukon Brad. I see him typing. But yeah, man, it's just cold for you guys. Understand that. You get the what's up, Yukon Brad? That's kind of like Yukon Cornelius. We got another Canadian right there. I'm guessing Yukon Brad. Are you from Canada? Are you from Canada? What's up, boss? Though, how you doing? Love my Canadians. How you doing, though, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch? Sure, you gotta love it. Hey, there we go. So yeah, so Mark, just so you know, Yukon Brad Marky's from Edmonton, right? I'm right there, right? I'm Marky. You're from Edmonton, right? You're like, no, you idiots. I think it's Edmonton. HD, let's go to Jesus real quick. Hey Zeus, what's up? Hey Zeus. Top resistance 280 will break. You looking for it? You wanting it to break? Top resistance there, hey Zeus. It is in this nice wedge overall. I will give you that, Jesus. It's got this nice trend line. It's kind of readjusted, but there's your trend line that I would stick with. With this top resistance, as you talked about, somewhere right around that 280 mark. It's getting nice into that wedge. It does remind me of a couple tickers we've looked at recently, kind of like the SPY and pulling back. So just kind of watch that with the SPY. I don't know if it's going to, really technically moves with the SPY. It does look a little bit like the SPY today. SPY is moving back down a little bit more so. So if I would think if, overall, generally speaking, does it get the overall move up? No, because it, kind of really looks like it moves with the SPY, or it's part of the SPY. Is Home Depot part of the SPY? I think it is, isn't it? And if it is, it's going to be hard. Maybe we get that move up. I will say that, but we need that SPY, overall, and all the tickers that are running with it overall to kind of hold this move, this little sell off that we've had recently, and move back up. What's Tesla doing? What's the beast that is? Tesla even seeing a pullback. Yeah, we need these overall to get reversed back on up. NVIDIA or HD is really holding squeeze though, and I don't know if it's a part of the SPY. I don't know for sure, but if it is, just be careful because of course we have a lot of stuff in the SPY pulling back right now. But this is now to the overall setup. This is a gorgeous squeeze. This is what you want to see day in day out, Jesus. If you're trading tickers, for the most part, for a nice ascending wedge of sorts that is ascending in a wedge, getting tight as it can into that squeeze pattern, boss. Deadmonton, I like it. Chef Boy, you Canadian too, Chef Boy? Or you just obviously going back to Uncle Buck there, whichever one that was that I love John Candy. There we go, Allie. 5 hours from Edmonton. I call this place Death Bridge. There you go, Left Bridge. There we go. Look at you Canadians showing up. The Canadians there, yes. There you go. Love you guys. Look at it. Love every one of you. I'm in on a call 270. Expiration 2 days from now. Geek Bomb. I remember that. Geek Bomb. I remember you. I know that. I remember Geek Bomb. I don't know if you were around today, but Geek Bomb. I remember. I knew we had 2. I think we may even have 3 that are from Edmonton overall, besides you and Marky. Geek Bomb. Not always bad. Jesus. Not. It depends on how many calls you have. You know, say if it's. I would say if you have over 10 calls, it's not a bad option to scale out some here, even if we just want to be 2 or 4, or half and go 5. But it's not a bad option if you have, of course, if you have well over 10. But if you have less than 10, it's not still just do 1 or 2 just to take some profit and put it in the back pocket. But knowing closer to the expiration date, how that wears off and stuff, and I think that generally speaking, you're not going to make probably as much profit if you hold on till Friday essentially with these. So I would say if it squeezes up today, which we're still not set up for it, maybe scale out some here. We get that squeeze. Just always scale out along the way. It is in that squeeze setup though, and I think generally speaking, we could get back like with the SPY. This little shelf that's hanging down from before. I think we do have room once we pop say 270 SPY, 370 SPY, 280 on an HD, just to kind of show you the 2 areas that I'm looking at. We have room to run up. HD does have some room to run up, possibly that 272 or 275 to 277 area. 275 to 277 area. Got that, Jesus? Good call. Good play though so far. Maybe scale out some. If we do get to squeeze over this, though, you do still have some room to run. So just take a contract at a time as it hits, at $1. Move that stop loss up. If this does say move over 280, move your stop loss up to say 278 something. 278.75, you know what I mean? So just move that stop loss up. I'd say 278.75 would be a great stop loss now, just to take the profit. If it does start escalating or de-escalating, obviously back down. But you want, as this moves up, you want to move that stop loss up too. Woo! Awesome, Jesus. You got it, boss. QTRX. I knew this would see that 1035 area before we started popping back up. So QTRX, there's your I told you. Bada boom, bada bing. So there is scale out zone for sure. If you're not out of this at any point, please take some for Uncle AK. I don't care if it's a share, it's 10 shares, it's 50 shares, it's 7 shares. My favorite number, 23 for Michael Jordan. I don't care. Maybe 392 because I just got my G392 in. Take some right here at this 1035-ish mark, 100%. Yeah, ABOS, I know, G. I told you, G, that area is pretty strong. That area just will not give up. It's a sideways mover. Talk about death. It's a death mover. It tests your patience to the thinnest and most. Appreciate that, Jesus, always. It's awesome. Look at all of a sudden, boom, we had like 4 or 5 Canadians just pop out of nowhere. I freaking love it. A lot of talent, again, everyone, United States. I mean, a lot of talented Canadians, guys, that a lot of people don't realize. Even like growing up, like people even like Mike Myers had no idea he was Canadian. But I can just go through, obviously, we all can, a big list of Canadians that were super successful, but that I had no idea that were, I love growing up, that have become not only famous, but have just super successful, talented, have their hands in a lot of different parts and have helped a lot of other people become successful too, which is that's really a sign of success if you can touch other people and they can move on and be successful from what you did by helping them out. Yeah, Yuko Allen, that's the other thing, Yuko Allen, yeah, I mean, that's the other thing with this hurricane, of course it's just, hasn't hit yet, is my point, right, typically, but that, yeah, what you're saying by end of week, right, it's already, I just think because it's already seen a big move, that's the only thing I'm saying, like, it's seen such a big move already, and I think, and kind of, not only maybe with the SPY, but in anticipation of the big storm. But you're right. I mean, that's what I know Deck was talking about earlier, and that's the thing. I mean, that's why I'm sure he was looking at it to be a long-term play. And I will say this, now that I finally am out of the penny stock world, at least at this matter, know that at some point in time I will be trading large cap blue chip plays. This is a prime time team to start looking ahead. Say if you like me, I'm not going to trade Home Depot right now. But say this does fill that gap that I'm seeing right here all the way up to, say, 288. Or you know what I mean? There's not a full gap, and when you go back and patch our history, it really is, because there's really nothing holding it up till around that we'll just say it gets to 287, 288. Okay, I'm going to remember from now on what happened. You know what? I know I've seen this in the past. I just never traded those tickers. And it's been few and far between. It's been a while since we've seen a big hurricane and me pay attention. This doesn't happen often. I'm going to pay attention this time. And I'm going to yell at you next time it comes around if you're still in chat when we see another big storm. Hope on, all our good graces as it isn't this year. We don't want to see any. Yes, we want to make money, but I do not want people to suffer. So hopefully it's sometime next year, and when it finally comes around again. But we will be prepared this time and know what to look for. Awesome, Yuko Allen. It's not a bad idea. Yuko Allen. It's not a bad. I'm gonna watch it just in case. I was thinking about what you just said. I almost thought about getting 100 shares just in case, because I've really debated it all day long, and now that it's gotten to this point, I'm like, I should have done it this morning, and I would have been in it too. When we were first looking at it, and the 275. So that's why I'm not doing it now. I debated it earlier, going in 100 shares on it, or even just like 10 shares. I'm holding back, but I am gonna watch it this time very closely to see where we get to, and if this does get even higher, to go, hey, this is a no-brainer for the next time this happens. You got to get in this. Allie, good job. Awesome. Took half there on that. Hopefully that was the QT. Look at that, right off of it. QTRX. Boomy. All right, not that it's bounced fully yet. It's looking like it may bounce back up to maybe the 1050s plus. There we go. That's how we take profit when we get to those profit-taking areas. Love it. Good job, boss. Let's see, the only Canadian who has zero talent is Trudeau. That's awesome, yeah. Right. Exactly, Marky. We all have talent. I mean, I'm just saying, and a lot of people always want to think like Americans or Hollywood. I'm like, there's a lot of Canadians that are not only musicians or actors or artists, just call it artists, that have been very successful and very talented. No discredit to you guys, as much as I know I love, and I think because I really truly have secret loves on you guys, and that's South Park. I hate how South Park have given you guys a little bit, kind of rubbed your faces in the dirt a little bit. It is in a funny, good manner. But I love South Park. I think it's just because they love you guys even more so. Like, why can't we be like these happy Joe Golly guys? Why do we always gonna? Yeah, right. Laugh out loud, blame Canada. Exactly, Yukon. I love how they, of course, kind of like going back to our really making fun of our government too. We're always kind of like, well, we're gonna put our blame here, we're gonna put our blame there. We're hardly ever gonna take the blame for what we did. Good job. Yuko Allen, good job though, boss. That was another good point to bring up there for Home Depot and anyone else interested. Thank you for bringing that up though, boss. Mark and the Funky Bunch. But yeah, Yuko Allen, I love South Park. They just had that concert. I don't know if you guys watched that. That was pretty cool. They had that at Red Rocks right outside Denver. I love gorgeous area. Cannot wait to go. And oh my God, I get to take the 392. I cannot wait to take the 392 to Colorado. Thanos was fun. Just, this 390, it's going to be great. Anyway, can't wait to get out there. But that was fun, though. If you guys watched that, it was pretty fun. I didn't watch the whole concert. I'm not that big into South Park. There are those fans. I'm like, I can't imagine you're that big of there are those fans, that big of a, fan. I got to go see the South Park concert. 20th anniversary or 25th anniversary. Robin Williams, yeah, Robin Williams for sure doing that song. I love Robin Williams. Have y'all seen that new guy making headlines recently? That's like the new Robin Williams impersonator. I don't know if I've just seen that recently on a lot of different social media platforms. I forgot what this guy's name is, but he's been making the headlines recently and gotten kind of blown up. It looks a lot like him, and B does a great job for sure. Now, if you don't like Robin Williams, you have no soul. If you don't like some sort of animal, you have no soul. You are a demon. Look at that There's their bouncer. They got 2 green candles in a row, right at 10:35. There you go, there, team. We'll go more bounce areas below. Let me put resistance lines in now for you. So let's go resistance at that 1060, 1065 mark. Know that if you do, and I was going to say, if we do maybe climb back into that, it's not a bad idea to gather another short for a fail back down to the 1030s. Next support area back down if you're looking at QTRX and you want to gas up at OQT. Get you a hot dog. Get you some nacho cheese Doritos. Get you a little DP on the side, whatever you like to. I'm just coming up with just random food I remember seeing there. QT, pretty nice guys. I'm telling you, Texas, you don't run into those mom and pop gas stations. You got freaking monster, the biggest that ever are. Oh, Boosie's. A lot of people love calling it Boosie's, but Buc-ee's. Then you got QTs and racetracks. I mean, You're going in, you got your 7-Elevens there, even Gigantor. I mean, pretty much you come out and you've bought and forced. You're like, what the hell? How do I buy all this stuff? I mean, I didn't go in hungry. I came out starving, and I came out with all this food. Like, what did I do here? How did this happen? Pet G right there, real quick in the other chat somewhere. Nacho Daddy. That's what nachos, man. All this stuff, man, there's all kinds of. I did that too many times. I'd always go in there not that hungry, and I'd go in there and immediately smell the fresh food that was being, especially the bigger places. I'm like, no, don't do this to me. I'm now hungry. Deep, do you think Low is a good buy? Asking because it's cheaper than HD. Is this Lowe's? I'm guessing. I mean, you can because it's 100. If you want to, it's. I mean, look at this chart real quickly. Just look at this. Ready? And, what I'm not gonna do today. Just look at this one right here. Right. Look at this one right here. Watch this chart, team. 3, 2, 1. I mean, did it move? Did anything move? Did anything move there? You get my point. So yeah, man, if you want to do that, it's not a bad idea. It's definitely, there's not as much. The one thing I do like about HD, and I'll show that real quickly, is just the overall daily chart. Being that you have a little bit more of that gap to fill. You can see right here overall. Let's go back to HD. It's not like you do have this back. You can see that, but there's just this. A lot of traders are going to see this and go, "Ooh, that is a good area to get it back to." Plus, that also correlates perfectly back here, back to where this resistance is, right? Where that was resistance from before, then became support. That's kind of the gap to fill there. We don't have that completely with Low. So if you want to trade it, I understand 100%. It is going to probably see and do the same thing. I would say this move would go to 197.75, maybe back to 200 by week, by end of week. Seeing how much damage is assessed with the storm, which sometimes could take, more than a week after it first hit to actually look at. Just as good as call, though. I would say to imagine that's definitely something that you want to look for. Got it deep. Rolling in the deep. Spy, let's see BKU. What do we got here? Yeah, good eye there, Spy. Yeah, you're all over it, baby boy. Yeah, that little low area from earlier. Nah, good eye there, BKU. Got it. I like that too. Any last questions, comments, concerns? We are at the end of the day here, team. I'll go ahead and just head out now. There's really not much to look at overall, at least closing out. We got the last few minutes here just now realized, really. I'm going to go ahead and head out here at the top of the hour. Like I said, there is my Instagram and YouTube. Go ahead and give it a follow, a like, a subscription. Hey, come on over and, man, what is AK cooking or what's videos he watching? Like it, watch it, subscribe it, follow, whatever it might be. Again, if you need any one-on-one help, team, learning, again, that's probably the best thing I do. I would say overall is reading charting. If you need any help reading charting, putting trend lines in, down trend lines in, figuring out where to really buy a stock and not buy a stock depending on a certain setup because of that, overall looking at the chart, that's my forte 100%. I can show you how to short a stock. I can show you how to go long on a stock in typical form and fashion. One of the other probably good things that I help out traders in those first 2 or 3 sessions, if you want to do more than one, and usually I can do it in the first one, going over your trades, finding out that usually, and it was so funny the other day, I saw Peyton Manning do this. They had Peyton Manning, that was the Monday Night Football, it was a Raiders game they were doing, and he's like, I can just judge it, essentially I'm going to judge the season in one throw. Incomplete pass, it was a terrible incompletion. He goes 6-11, whatever he said, 6-11 or 6-12 or whatever. I guess it'd be 6-11. That would be 6-11 would be the 17 games. He's not so far off. They're 0-3 so far, so I bet Peyton's going to be pretty close on that just by that one play. Usually you can come over and in one stock, one trade we go over. We go over one of your trades. I have you break down one trade. Like, hey, haven't looked at this stock today. I want you to go show me right now where you see support, resistance, trend lines, downtrend lines, all that good stuff. Break this stock down right now. I can usually judge right then and there where you're going to need help. You know, from where you're trading and what you're doing overall. Is it right or is it wrong? And then secondarily, setting yourself up. Do you have the right support and resistance lines in overall? That's you can trade after that. You know, I don't have to. You know, those are the main things I'm always working with traders at the get-go, finding what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. I know you a lot of time you have a lot of questions for me and we can go over stuff. Of course, trading live with me. But those are the 2 things I'm always trying to work with. You know, what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and seeing what you're seeing essentially. And I can really start helping you out from there, putting you onto the right path, saying, here's what you just need to start doing. Anything else, Team Deep? BKU, Jesus, Yukon, James, Vegeta, Yuko Allen. Vegeta, how you doing, baby boy? How's my Saiyan boss? How's my Saiyan brother doing over there? Marky, Mark and the Funky Bunch, Ali, all my Canadianos, Geek Bomb. Anyone, Chef Bomb or Chef Boy? Let's see here. Love Ship, if you're still around. D Starley still around. G Calante, Freedom Trades, Ali. AV's probably out. Ahmed. Anyone else though, team? Otherwise, I'm about to call it for the day. Miss Boss, all my ladies out there as well. Geek Bomb. I know it's been a little bit slower, a little bit choppier. Oh, man, great night for me. I'm sorry. I'm looking forward to tonight. Wife, I haven't seen my wife since last Sunday, and I'm saying Sunday before last, so 10 plus days. Taco Tuesday, loaded queso. Here I come. Doing my little, kind of do this cool little black bean. Oh, I love some black beans the way I do my black beans team. They're super good. Kind of like the restaurants if you ever had them. Some people don't like black beans. I love my black beans. Tomorrow, the reveal, the 392 reveal. I can't really say this, but finally I got my Jeep in. The 392, I say my Jeep. It's a surprise for the wife. That's tomorrow, so I can't wait for that. Can't really bring that up tomorrow. She'll be at home tomorrow. So I am looking forward for the Bird Dog. What's up, baby boy? There you are. There's my Bird Dog. Hopefully you had a good day, Bird Dog. I don't know if you traded today. Hopefully you got some good, successful trades in. Allie, good to see you, though. Miss Boss. Anyone, last questions, comments, concerns? Otherwise, team, have a good rest of your day. Oh, yeah, it'll be definitely... She knows. So funny. Queenie knows when I'm about to be done. My shadow. R-Dub. Miss Bossy, though, tonight, are you kidding me? Tacos galore. I'm having crunchy tacos. I'm having soft tacos. I'm going to have a little bit of chicken in there. I'm going to have a little bit of pork tacos. Some carnitas. I'm going to have a little bit of shredded beef tacos. I'm going to have some actual regular ground beef team. It is going to be Taco Tuesday. It's Triple T. Tremendous Taco Tuesday. It's Triple T, baby. Tremendous Taco Tuesday. I know it's Wednesday, but it's tremendous Taco Tuesday. R-Dub, have a good one, man. I'm going to definitely have a man. I cannot. Are you kidding me? I love food, love tacos. I haven't hardly eaten that much when my wife's gone. I was going these little mini fasts while she's gone. So right now I'm starving for these tacos and my loaded queso. Love you guys. Have a good rest of your day. See you all back here for morning alerts. Gonna again get shares in tomorrow. May try to get into options as well, but definitely will be trading shares and penny stocks. If you're looking for penny stocks, small cap trades, you got me tomorrow, or I got you. Don't you worry. However you want to look at it. And then of course tomorrow for lunch hour commentary. We'll leave tomorrow. Maybe right around this time. Definitely at this time, at least tomorrow. Maybe a little bit earlier, depends on how dead it is. Of course, the big reveal tomorrow. And to me, the sooner I can get out of the house, the better, because I really want to get out and get it over with. Not say get it over with, but I want to show her the Jeep. Like, I want the Jeep home. I'm ready to get the Jeep. Team, have a good rest of your day. Love you guys. See you all back here tomorrow for alerts in the morning. I'm about to head out here probably in the next 15, 20 minutes. I'll even stop my stream. I know kind of like Kush and a lot of the other streamers do when they're done. They just shut it down. I know generally I like to be like Deck. Leave it up and going. I'm not going to do that today. I'll probably shut it down here in the next 10, 15 minutes. Guys, have a good rest of your day. See you all back here for some awesome fun tomorrow. Oh, man, I'm pumped. Super pumped. Super pumped. See you tomorrow, team. Lost boys, lost girls. Let's get it. In 3, 2, 1. Bingo ring! The dogs beat me to it today.
The truth is that